Okay, we're just going to start sitting down. So I'm going to sit on a bolster, but maybe a couple of blankets underneath your sitting bones. So if you've got a bolster, start in Virasana, this pose where the bolster is just under your sitting bones. So pubic bones kind of dropping off, and you're kneeling with your calf muscles rolled out. So the top of your feet get a stretch. If that feels a bit much, two options. Either just come and sit on some blankets with your legs loosely crossed, or you could put a little bit of height just underneath the top of your foot. So there's a bit of padding on the where the foot connects your leg. Ah, good. All right, just coming into the present moment for a beat or two. Just let yourself settle down, arrive. Take a slow breath in and a sighing breath out. Then just dropping your head, and we'll take a slow rotation of the head and the shoulders as well. So moving the head and the shoulders. It's kind of a luxurious flow up and around. Keep going with that. I'm just going to pop you on mute. There we go. But please do just unmute to ask any questions. Slow rotations, one direction and then the other direction. It's an unwinding action. Allowing, when we settle back into the center, your head to now sit right on top of your neck, chin slightly drawn back, and just let your shoulders drop down. So we're going to start to breathe slowly and deeply and sigh the breath. Actually, no, we won't. We'll go straight into a hum on our exhalations. So chin slightly drawn in so that our inhalation with a bit of constriction creates a bit more of a kind of a vacuum to create a bigger lung capacity. And as you inhale, I want you to imagine your sitting bones are widening so that it's almost like the pelvic floor muscles are receiving your breath. So if you imagine the breath as you breathe in is pouring down and out, and do this with your fingers as you breathe. And then on the exhalation, it's a hum. Almost like an accordion drawing out and then being gently pushed back in. Breathing. Letting the muscles around your eyes become very relaxed. Just kind of half closing your eyes, encouraging the muscles around your face to soften. See if you can extend your exhalation now a little bit longer. Really focusing on the inhalation, the feeling of the inhalation expanding between the sitting bones. Imagine your sitting bones are literally widening to accommodate that breath in, and hum on the exhalation. Doesn't need to be a buzzy bee too much, just a sort of a soft hum. And one more, long exhale. And now keep going, but focus on the inhale. So the inhalation is a bit longer. Exhale, coming back. Inhale, we'll move through the spine and start opening the heart center. Open the arms, almost like wings, breathing ever further out with those fingertips. That's it. And then starting to draw the hands across each other on the exhale. And now starting to make this a bit more like a yawny stretch, like in the morning, where your arms extend up and out right through to the fingertips. A soft hum for the exhalation. Flowing up through the spine. So the spine is rippling from the pelvis right up through to the heart center. That's it. Make those hands go in any way that feels good. Sometimes just straight out. Sometimes one arm up, one arm down. Have a go moving your head slightly as well to get the neck into the stretch. Breathing in and humming the breath out. Good. One more. Big breath in. Hold the double breath. And then just let the arms float down. Good. Just pause for a moment. Feel the length of your spine, the crown of the head lifted. And taking your fingertips like raindrops. And just start to tap right up on the crown of the head. And our job for the next couple of minutes is to make our letting the muscles around the eyes soften. Feel your skull softening underneath your raindrop fingers. Just move your fingers around your skull. That's it. Softening the cheeks. Softening the jaw. Maybe taking those fingertips and just doing light tapping above the brows, onto the temples, around the ears and into the occiputs, so just at the base of your skull. That's it. And then along the jaw. Nice loose lower jaw. Beautiful. Slowly bring your fingers down and onto your chest. We're just going to tap across the chest. Keep focusing on either a sigh breath out or that humming breath out. And then take one arm up and take these fingers and tap right up underneath the armpit and around the breast here. So we go to the lymph. Hey, Emma. Like so. Just up and down, around the armpit here. Into the armpit, round. And then a little bit harder with the hands here, not just fingertips, a little bit harder with the whole of the palm of the hand, just across the chest. My own sigh out and make a little wheeze. And then taking the other arm up and either fingertips or palm, doesn't matter. Just underneath into the armpit, around the breast area. That's the way. Beautiful. Now keep this hand and just place it on the shoulder here. And take the other arm and just place it underneath the other armpit here. So your hand on the shoulder, hand underneath the armpit. We're putting a little bit of pressure on these acupressure points. And then chin in and just tilt your head away from your hand a tiny bit. So we stretch the neck. Tiny bit of pressure on your shoulder. And then face super relaxed. face straight, looking forward, but your eyeballs are rotating upwards. So you're looking over to the right, lifted upwards here. We're breathing in and humming that breath out. As you exhale, let that shoulder drop, maybe a tiny bit of pressure on the shoulder. Breathing in, humming the breath out. So this is a vagus nerve activation technique. And again. Good. Take this hand, place it on the other side of your head and just push your head into the center. And then we swap. Hand on shoulder, other arm underneath the armpit, just sort of pressing into the armpit here and dropping the head away from hand, gentle pressure on the shoulder, and then eye gaze just over to the left. Again, 3 breaths, inhaling, hum the breath out. And on that breath out, it feels like you're melting inside. Breathing in, hum the breath out. Activating the vagus nerve. One more, breathing in, keep looking to the left. And then take this hand and just pull your head back. Take a moment just to notice how your brain feels behind your eyes. Take one hand onto the forehead, one hand onto the back of the head. Slightly pull your head upwards so your chin draws in. Very subtle stretch through the back of your neck. And close the eyes and just press your palms towards each other. So you're slightly compressing your head. Let your jaw become super slack. Just let your head rest here between your hands. When we've had a busy thinking day, maybe a lot on the computer, maybe a bit too much social media, it can feel like the brain is fried. So this is very calming for the mind. Beautiful. That's the way. And just bring those hands down. See how you feel. Let's take that right arm, stretch it out. Take it slowly across the body. Lock it into place with the bent left arm. Gently pull out with the right arm. Gently pull in with the left arm. Take a breath in and then sigh the breath out or hum the breath out. Breathing in, let the arms float outwards, thumbs up. That's it. Stretching the chest here, lifting the crown of the head. And then left arm across the body. Right arm just locking it in place. That's the way. Breathing in. And hum the breath out, melting internally. Beautiful. Slowly come down. Take a slow breath in. Float the fingertips up towards the ceiling. All the way up. Lift your head. Hold the top of the breath. And then sigh it out. Fantastic. Let those shoulders lift and drop. Lift and drop. Lift and drop. So if you're quite new to that Ujjayi breath, and if you have been shallow breathing, you know that you quite often get to the point where you have to take it because you feel like you're all up here. I find it can be quite helpful to visualize the breath literally pulling those sitting bones apart. Helps you to drop the breath down, not belly breathe, but diaphragmatically breathe. So we're going down and out. So we feel like the whole of the body is expanding outwards. I sometimes say, pretend you've got gills like a fish and you're breathing here. All right, let's take ourselves off this prop, out of Virasana. Probably need to move these knees. So take your feet out in front, hands behind you, and we're just going to drop the knees from side to side. So mobilizing the hip joints and getting also into the quadriceps. If you've been doing a lot of sitting, mobilizing these hip joints in this kind of way can be super helpful. Now this time, start to push the inside of the knee a bit further down. We'll just pause here, a bit further down, and then slide your knee away from you. So you're pressing the knee down and then away from you so we can get this quadricep stretch and then right into the hip flexors, right into that hip joint. That's it. Slide that knee away from you. Lovely, up and over to the other side. Inside of the knee pressing down. Slide the knee away from you. Very good. And coming up, and then just come and sit. If you find sitting in Dandasana, this is called rod pose, make sure you do that. Just take a bit of height underneath your sitting bones, like so. So I'm just going to get you to wobble your legs, wobble them, jobble them, let your calves be wobbly, let your thighs be wobbly, like that. That's the way. Rubbing up and down the thighs. Beautiful. And then I'm going to get you to take a big breath in so you become an L shape. Pull your toes back, breathing in, hold, and then go ha. And slide your hands up your body and slide them all the way towards the ceiling. Breathing in and breathing out. Like a wave. Lengthening up, extension. Stretch on the breath in. Slide those hands up, 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 toes up. Big yawny stretch. Like timber. 2 more, breath in. Beautiful. Just give those legs a good rub, up and down, up and down. Get the blood flowing around them. Lovely. Hands and feet, big circles. See if you can pull your toes apart. Stretch your fingers apart, like so. One direction, other direction. Mobilize, mobilize, mobilize. That's the way. And then I'm just going to turn back. Let's take 1 foot in, 1 foot out. So this is my left leg. If you do find knees up here, slide, fold a blanket or bolster, whatever you need, just to have your knee not bouncing in the sky. Lovely. Give your inner thigh a bit of a rub. Just notice how that's feeling. Are there any knotty bits? Does it feel tender? Does it feel very tight and sore? Just notice what's going on here. And then we're going to flow up and over towards the toes. That's it, lateral stretching and then back. So giving yourself a stretch in both directions. Up and over towards the toes. There we are. And then, again, up and over. And if you want to launch yourself into a whole body stretch, go ahead. That feels good. Whoa. Whole body stretch. Looking down and slowly coming back up again. Good. I'm going to get you just to pause now in a lateral stretch here. Over towards the toes. And take your fingertips on your shoulder and drop the elbow down. And then very deliberately open the shoulder and the elbow back on your breath in. And then exhaling, rolling forward. Inhaling, stretching right here. Opening up that lung capacity. And down. And rolling back. See if you can extend the fingers out and up. And then head down towards the ground. So get this stretch all the way up through this line, it's called a lung 1 meridian, from fingertip into the chest, into this neck area. Beautiful. Drop the head down and then stack it up. That's the way. I'm going to get you to take both feet to one side. We'll do a bit more on the hip flexors, so this is good for lower back as well. Squeeze the glute, roll forward, and then release it. Squeeze the glute, roll forward, and then release. Forward, and then release. Cool, so we go right into that psoas. Forward, and we'll just pause here. Holding that stretch, and then allow your whole body to swivel around into a twist. Beautiful, slowly coming back. And as we go to the other side, pause for a moment in cobbler. Just give your hips a wiggle from side to side. That's it, shoulders down, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Yeah, jiggle and wiggle. Just let your whole pelvis do a kind of a circling, see if you can do it one direction and then the other. You just go into the lower back area here. Circle, circle, circle. Lovely, and then other side. So again, if you need to prop me, please do. Flowing, so the spine loves a lateral stretch. Lovely, long, opening rib cage stretch. And then floating up and over. And coming back. So we'll do this a couple of times. Breathing in. And breathing out. And breathing in. And out. And in. And did you see, as I come over, I actually push down with my leg a bit. So it's the body's kind of responding to you pushing the floor away with either your hand or your leg. And this time, let's maybe launch ourselves into a full body, like that. Good. Maybe take that hand behind you for a moment. And then coming down. Just take yourself back into your lateral stretch. I'll take this top hand. Just take it onto the shoulder. Drop the elbow. Pause here for a moment. So barrel, rib cage. And we are swiveling the barrel around the spine. And then exhale down. Inhale, slowly opening. Exhaling. And inhaling. And you might unfurl those fingers again and swivel the head to look down. Breathing in, breathing out. That's the way. Drop your head and then restack the head. We'll just fold ourselves onto the into an all fours position. And I'm going to get you to come all the way into an extended child. So you can use your bolster underneath you. If you want to bring the ground a bit closer, just put the bolster here. Otherwise, if you're wanting to stretch all the way down, please do that. So knees quite wide, fingers out in front of you, armpits lengthening. And now we want to refocus the breath down in the bottom of our lungs. The sitting bones are spreading on the inhalation. The lungs are spreading out to the side, so feel your ribs opening. Try humming your breaths out. So going back into that humming, that vagus nerve activating hum on the exhalation. And then we'll go through a little sleep sequence. So come back onto hands and knees, tail up. Start by swirling the pelvis and take the movement right up your spine and into your shoulders. So now the barrel is rolling down a hill and you are inside. Whole body rolling. That's it. One direction, other direction. Start with the pelvis. Draw it up into the lower back, mid-back area, and then the shoulders as well. Whole body rolling around. Torso tracking around. Beautiful. Slow breath in, bum up towards the ceiling. Tuck those toes. Slow breath out. Take the knees off. Launch back into downward facing dog. Keep the sitting bones lifted and spread. Keep the knees bent to start off with until you go to full capacity with that stretch through your spine. You're pushing the floor away with your hands and you're lengthening back and up. Then start to press your heels down, one at a time, so we get this loving massage into the calves and into the hamstrings. And give your head a shake and let your cheeks be really loose. I like to make a bit of noise in down dog, so breathing in and then long exhalation, long, noisy exhalation. Beautiful. Breathing back onto the ground. Inhale, tail up. Exhale, tail down. Round through the spine, all the way to the head. Inhale slowly through the tail, rippling through your spine into cow, happy cow. Tuck in the tail. Squeeze the breath out of you. Angry cat. Lovely slow movement. Now let's start humming on the exhalation again. Hum. Breathing in. Humming out. Beautiful. Resting back in child pose, either on the ground or with your bolster. If you're using your bolster, just move your head to the other side so you don't get a cricked neck. Beautiful. Going through that sequence just one more time. So coming up onto hands and knees, lifting tail, tucking tail, lifting tail, and tucking. Hum the breath out. Inhaling this time, toes tucking, and exhale, downward facing dog. Let those feet play with the mat. So you're walking the toes towards each other, out again. If you fancy throwing in a three-legged dog, just take the right leg out behind you, foot to bottom, and then lift the knee and lift the hip up towards the ceiling and look underneath your armpit. If that feels too much tonight, just staying down with dog and then come back to cat-cow. Maybe exploring that on the other side, left foot behind, then foot to bottom, knee and hip up towards the ceiling, looking underneath the armpit. Keep the breath long on the exhalation. Beautiful, slowly coming back down onto hands and knees. Now come back into child pose. This time I'm stacking fists or the edge of the bolster underneath the forehead. If you can easily come forehead to ground doing this version, and I want you to pull the skin between your eyebrows on whatever surface you're resting on. Pull the skin between your eyebrows down towards your eyes. So you kind of look like Frankenstein, you know? So big, imagine you've got big heavy eyebrows and they're pulling down onto your eyes. And the area between your eyebrows is got a bit of pressure and slightly pulling down pressure. And we're just going to rest here, chin tucked in. Breathe in and then a humming breath out, a slow breath out with a little bit of noise. Concentrating the sound and your internal intention, your internal focus on that point between your eyebrows. Very good. So coming down onto your tummy now. So put your bolster there, just turn it around, sliding down onto your belly. I'm going to use that in a second. First of all, a couple of cobras, hands beside your shoulders, elbows in, tops of the feet on your mat. Slow, deep breath in as you press your feet into the ground, just to give you a extension through your spine, squeezing the extensor muscles of your back to just lift you up a little bit, so no pushing here. Breathing out to come down, breathing in to come up. Good. Now put your left hand just underneath your forehead. Keep that right shoulder back. Give it a roll up and back, up and back. And I'm going to reach back and grab hold of the ankle. So if you've got a strap, put that around your ankle if it just feels a bit far to get your foot or your ankle, preferably ankle. Now we're going to press the pubic bone down, again opening quadriceps and this hip flexor area, very helpful to lower back pain. So as we press the pubic bone down into the ground, and also this kind of bikini line area, again, hum your breath out. So we're using that conscious vagus nerve activation in order to allow this essential psoas muscle, which holds a lot of tension, to feel safe, essentially. Let go, calm, release tension. Hum the breath out as you gently press the pelvis into the ground. Mm. Mm. And you might want to move your foot very slightly from side to side. Beautiful. Releasing that side. Placing the right hand under the forehead. We stay with that pressure under the forehead area, the third eye area. Left shoulder rolling it up and back, up and back. Grabbing hold of the ankle. Press the pubic bone down, the hip flexor down into the ground. Breathing out like a buzzy bee. Hopefully you're noticing how calming on the mind this conscious activation of the vagus nerve, this usage of relaxation of the face, pressure between the brows and that third eye point. All of these little practices that we can do consciously that have quite a profound effect. Good. Very good. Dropping both feet now and just paddle your feet, so little kicks onto the ground. And then resting here, toes in and heels out. You might want to rock your hips from side to side. And then just settle them and take a moment to rest. Beautiful. Slowly rolling onto your back. That's the way. Taking your right ankle on top of your left knee and bringing the left knee up. Just see if you can take your hands and either grab your shin or maybe just the back of your leg, wherever you can reach. And I'm just going to rest here for a moment. It's quite nice to rock from side to side, massaging into the lower back, just on either side of the spine, so the spine gets a little massage, a little sort of rocking activation. So stretching into that right glute area, right hip area. Good. What you can do to make this a bit stronger is take that right hand and just place it above the knee, so on your thigh, just above the knee. And you like that, you're grabbing thumb on the inner thigh and fingers just on the top of your thigh. And then just externally rotate, so move your hand outwards slightly, grabbing the flesh and just moving it out. And you'll find that the hip, you can feel it in the hip joint a bit more. That's it. Bring this knee in. Keep sighing the breath out, or remind your shoulders to drop down away from your ears. And then I'm going to get you to let go of doing twisting and rock side to side a bit more. And then let this bottom foot just drop onto the ground a bit wider than the mat, dropping down to the ground. And we'll just pause here, arms out, sliding a bit deeper into this whole hip and thigh stretch here. That's right. Come back into the center. Press that leg, so this is my right leg, up towards the ceiling, and give it a jiggle like this. You just kind of jiggling your leg. Jiggle, 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 jiggle. Almost like you're trying to shake the meat off the bone kind of thing. Jiggle, and then I'm going to get you to rub the back of the leg here and just slowly turn the foot outwards so the toes are out, the heel is in. And just come back in with the toes in the center and then do that again. Toes out. Good. And then bring this left knee up and send that right foot out. So we come into a V shape. Knees wide here. Let's just massage those feet around. Beautiful. Oh, drop down like so. Almost swap to the other side. So left foot on top of right knee, bringing that right knee in. Take a moment just to grab the back of the thigh or on the shin. Relax the jaw, relax your shoulders. Let your eyeballs become super heavy in the sockets. If you imagine your eyeballs have become twice as heavy, what happens is the muscles around the eyes kind of relax more in that imaginary pressure. Let's just rock, massage the pelvis. And then you might want to add that hand wrapping just above the knee, grabbing the flesh, just gently pulling it out. It's not, you can't really rock while you're doing this. It takes a deeper opening into the hip joint. Make some noise. And then we'll take that stretch a bit lower. So rock from side to side and then take these right toes and let them drop to the ground. And then keep going to your edge. So just pause as soon as it's like, wow, that's really quite strong. So we've got a big deep stretch here. And then let's come back into the center. Take that left leg up and just jiggle it. Jiggle it, jiggle it, jiggle it, jiggle your calf and your ankle and your thigh. Good. And then we're gonna rub the back of the leg, turn the toes out, rub the side of the leg, and pull it back again into the center, rub the back of the leg. Bring that right knee up and then just gently opening the legs. Get those inner thighs. A little rub here. And then just push the heel away from you. Push, 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 push. Like so. And then just bring these guys together. Give yourself a hug and a massage. around the sacrum one direction and then the other. Good. Feet down on the ground. Push the floor away, roll up the spine. So you just want to massage the spine, rolling up the spine towards the shoulders, rolling back down. Push the floor away, slowly roll up. And then roll down. Breathing in here and out. 2 more. Breath in. Ah. Ah. Good. Take the arms out to the side, knees together, and then drop in the knees. So you might need your bolster underneath the knees. If they're nearly at the ground, not quite, just take the knees a bit further away from you and turn the head to face the other way. So see if you can make this very soft twist, a loose twist. So no straining, just a very subtle rejuvenation for the spine, the digestive system. And then slowly, slowly, slowly lift one knee and then the other knee and roll over to the other side into a twist here. Try slowly breathing in. Hold the top of the breath just for a couple of beats. And then just let the breath go. Just let it go out of your body. That's the way. Coming back into the center. And I'm going to get you to just take that bolster underneath the thighs here. Come up onto your forearms for a moment. And then pull yourself down so that you stretch the vertebrae as you come down. Shins drawn in, and then draw your shoulders down away from your arms, palms are facing up. We're just going to do a final squeeze and release through the body. So get yourself settled, but not too settled. I'm just going to come up so I can reach you this bit. Okay, so let's take our attention first of all down into the right hand and right forearm. And I'm going to get you to make a fist with the right hand and then squeeze that fist and squeeze your forearm. So you're getting real tension in those muscles. Squeeze it, hold it for 4, 3, 2, 1, and then just drop it. Fantastic. And into the now you need to bring your hand up towards your shoulder. So make a bicep squeeze, and then squeeze your bicep as hard as you can. So just squeeze it. See if you can squeeze into the shoulder muscle for 4, 3, 2, 1, and then just and let the whole arm drop down. And let's go to the left fist, squeeze it into a fist, and then squeeze your forearm and squeeze fist and forearm for 4, 3, 2, 1, and then just drop it. And then you've got to lift the hand up off the ground to squeeze into a bicep, to bicep curl. Now squeeze that bicep, squeeze your arm, squeeze into your shoulder, squeeze, 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 and then release and let your arm just flop down onto the ground. Beautiful. Now let's focus on our forehead. Let's raise the eyebrows high. So we squeeze the forehead, raise the eyebrows really high as they will go, as if you're very, very surprised. Just hold this lift, hold it for 4, 3, 2, 1, and then drop those eyebrows down. Now squeeze your eyes shut. Squeeze them very, very, very tight. Squeeze them very hard. Squeeze all the muscles around your eyes for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1, and relax, release. Let all those muscles soften. And the mouth and the jaw. So now open your mouth really wide. So a big, big, big yawn, incredibly wide. Hold that stretched mouth open. 4, 3, 2, 1. Just release. Now be careful with this neck one. We want to squeeze and tense these muscles. So gently tilt your head upwards and backwards. So stretching here, and then squeeze your neck. So tense your neck, lifted and tensed. Squeeze, 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 and then release and let your chin drop back down again. Now get your shoulders and squeeze them up towards your ears. Lift them right up, see if you can touch your ears. Squeeze your shoulders up, 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 up. Hold them high, high, high. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And then very dramatically release down. Let them just drop down. Fantastic. Now you need to kind of push yourself off the ground for this one with your shoulders. So squeeze your shoulder blades towards each other so that your chest lifts. Squeeze those shoulders together. Squeeze and squeeze and squeeze. Push your chest up slightly. See if you can get your shoulders to actually touch. Really close. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And then let them just loosen, release away from each other. Now breathe in deeply. Completely fill your lungs and your chest with air. Hold the breath. So you want to open up the chest cavity. Hold the breath. Hold, 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 and then just let the breath go completely. Let the chest relax. Hips and bum. So I'm going to get you to squeeze your bum muscles as hard as you can. Squeeze till your pelvis lifts upwards. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Hold the squeeze. 4, 3, 2, drop. Now the whole of your right leg. Squeeze your thigh, squeeze it. Squeeze your calf muscle and pull your toes back towards you. Hold the squeeze, hold the contraction, hold, hold, hold. And then relax the whole of your right leg. And then the left leg. Start to squeeze your thigh, squeeze it, and then pull your toes back. So you're squeezing your calf muscle as well. Squeeze, 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 and release. Pull both feet back. So you pull your feet back and then squeeze your toes. So just fold your toes forward. Squeeze, 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 squeeze toes. Release. Whole body squeezed and released. And you can actually do that just in your mind. You don't actually have to do it physically. So either way is good. And now just feeling the whole of your body totally relaxed. Whole body heavy. Whole body sinking into the bolster, into the ground. Noticing the pelvis in particular, how heavy and relaxed you can make your pelvis. Lower back, so relaxed and heavy. And just synchronizing the rise and fall of your belly with your breath, noticing that lovely rhythm. Noticing the coolness of the breath in through the nostrils, the warmth of the breath out. Noticing the sensation of the air against your skin. Keeping your mind inside the body, just underneath the skin surface for just another few moments. Total relaxation. Take a moment to visualize your body lying here in the room. So see the room around you in your mind's eye. And imagine your ears are opening really wide so that you're absorbing sound all around you. Absorbing all sound. Almost feeling sound coming through those eardrums. Almost feeling the sound vibrations coming into your brain. And then just bringing your fingertips to your thumb, one by one. Giving your toes a little wriggle. Just gently move the head from side to side. And take your feet up onto your bolster. Just pause here for a moment. See if you can slowly lift your arms and your legs towards the ceiling and just give everything a jiggle. Arms and legs, give them a jiggle. Jiggle, 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 jiggle. That's it. Bring the prana, the life force, back through the body. Lovely. Bring the knees to chest, and you've got an option to either rock and roll up and down your spine to come up, or just roll to one side. And push yourself up gently. That's it. Just stacking your head right on top of your spine. So find that lovely long spine. That stillness, that perfect stillness when your head hits the sweet spot. And just notice how relaxed you've made your face, your neck, your shoulders. Taking the hands into the heart center, just acknowledging yourself for coming onto your mat and practicing. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.